1, 2, 3 test.
Mister, che si prova a essere in questa galleria di fenomeni? What do you think can be in this part of the big football family with all the other big players?
For me, it's a very big honor, to already to be voted, or selected to a special elite group of football players, and for me, it's a fantastic way that you can see, okay, you did your job in football history, but for me, to be here, to be along those great players, it's a very big honor.
What was Ajax in those years, in the 90s, for the health of football, for the passion of football?
I think we had a great influence at that time because we played very modern football, like Rinus Michels said, total football. And I think we were really a very, very big team at that moment, especially in the way we played, because we didn't have that big stars in the beginning. After that, they were stars maybe, but like Patrick Kluivert or something. But they were still young, and we were really playing like a unit team. And for me, that I also use nowadays as a trainer with my team, because it always starts with the team, not the individual player. And we were really one team, and it was great to play in that team. And I was also lucky to play in a team like that, of course.
Ragazzi, scusate, potete fare un pochino, perché un filo più... Scusate, no, cioè, parlate, vivete la vostra vita, bevete. Ok, grazie. Was Cruyff so influential?
He always has influential at Ajax, but also in the way the football is played in the world, I think. And so for me, it's always a great example for me as a player, but also as a coach, how he thinks about the game. Also, sometimes it's for the people very hard to understand, but still, if you really look through it, you really understand what he is meaning. And I always listened to him very carefully when he was at Ajax, for example, and also when he was somewhere else. I read his comments, of course. For me, that was very helpful. And still, I use things that he said. Okay, maybe you have to think about this. And so for me, he was one of the best football in the world, but also one of the people who had the most influence in modern football.
I mean, it's quite funny that now you are the manager of Inter Milan, while AC Milan was the Dutch team with Gullit, Van Basten, Rijkaard. Which memories you have about that period?
No, especially at that time I was playing almost. I was just coming to the first team, and of course, especially Rijkaard and Van Basten were, of course, playing for Ajax. When I played in the youth, they were my examples, or I admired them, what kind of quality they had in the field. And then they went, of course, to the big Milan club. And then I went to the final against, I think, Bucharest in Barcelona with the first team. And for me, they have such a great influence in Italian football. And it was so, unfortunately for Marco van Basten, because for me, he could be one of the greatest ever. He still is, but he had to retire very quickly, because I think he could show a lot more to us, because for me he had everything. He had skills, the personality, the quality, to make the difference in every game. So, but for me, those two with Gullit. As his personality, but also his quality, his speed, his strengthness. There were three great players who had a great influence in Dutch football also.
What was the first amazing thing that you realized about Inter Milan? I mean, the first thing connected to the philosophy, to the history of the
No,
sport.
but how big it is in Italy, and not only in Italy, but also when we go abroad. There are always Inter fans everywhere, and then you can see how big Inter is. And of course, Ajax is big, but I think Inter is maybe a little bit bigger, even though if you compare how many followers they have all over the world. And for me, it's it's an honor to be part of a family like Inter.
Who is the Boer now? The Boer or the Boer? The Boer.
De Boer, yes.
The Boer,
Yeah,
definitely.
De Boer. Yeah,
For all
definitely.
the-
Yeah, a few. Yeah.
Who's the Boer now in the Inter Milan? The player with the same kind of characteristics.
Uh, yeah, I've always maybe that's also my strength. You know, I always want to be myself, and I, I think I'm still the same person when I was a player as like a trainer. Of course, I'm more experienced now, also as a trainer, but still I have my strange habits or my good habits, and so. I think De Boer at my time can also could play at Inter, that's for sure.
Absolutely. How difficult is to change the mentality of Italian football? Because Italian football always has been connected about and committed to results. I mean, without this kind of.
Yeah, but Ajax, you know, with big teams like Ajax, Barcelona, it's always connected with the result. So for me, that's no surprise. Only you have to. When you come into a club like Inter, you don't. Of course, you want to change something. You want to have influence what you want to see, but you cannot come in and change everything. So we didn't do that. We want to do it step by step, not changing, because they are having very good things at Inter, and things I think we have to change, or we went a little change. And I think we're doing very well, and everybody is seeing that at Inter. We want to give responsibility to people in the club, not only the kid man, but until the who makes the meals for the players. Everybody is a very important person in this process. So this is what we want to do at Inter, and I think yeah, we're doing well.
How many hours do you practice Italian? Because it's not easy, eh?
No, it's not easy at all, and sometimes in the beginning the Spanish helps you, but after that it doesn't help you, because you mix words with Spanish and Italian. But in the beginning we had a crash course.